It was a singular, defining moment that reportedly shattered the fragile, barely their peace between a future king and his uncle forever. A few careless, venomous words that crossed an invisible yet absolute and unbreakable line. We have known for years that the relationship between Prince William, the Prince of Wales, and Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, has been fraught with tension. It has been a dynamic overshadowed by global scandals, humiliating legal battles, and a fundamentally diverging vision for the future of the British monarchy. But new explosive revelations suggest that the hostility is not merely professional, political, or born of a cold, pragmatic need to protect the brand of the House of Windsor. It is deeply, intensely, and irrevocably personal. It turns out that a specific derogatory comment made by Prince Andrew about the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, was the catalyst, the radioactive spark that pushed Prince William to cut ties completely, sealing a fate of isolation for the disgraced Duke. This wasn't just a disagreement over strategy. It was an attack on the heart of Williams. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel. If you appreciate our deep dives into the complexities, the history, the hidden dramas, and the psychological undercurrents of the British royal family, please take a moment right now to subscribe and hit that notification bell. By doing so, U-Music ensure you never miss an update on the House of Windsor, as we peel back the heavy velvet curtain on palace intrigue to reveal the human beings beneath the crowns. Today, we are dedicating our entire broadcast to a forensic exploration of the definitive breakdown of the relationship between the heir to the throne and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. For decades, royal watchers have observed the shifting dynamics within the family. From the halcyon days when Andrew was the dashing war hero and the Queen's music, undisputed favorite to his catastrophic slow-motion fall from grace. But a recent claim by a prominent royal biographer has shed new piercing light on exactly why. The atmosphere between uncle and nephew has turned from distant to sub-zero. We are going to look at the alleged insult that changed everything, the visible tension at recent family gatherings that confirmed the rift to the world, and the lonely, isolated Christmas that awaits the Duke of York as the walls of the royal lodge close in around him. To truly understand the depth of this rift and to appreciate why it is likely permanent with no hope of a third act redemption, we must first examine the revelations brought forward by royal author Andrew Looney in his explosive and meticulously researched book entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. Looney provides a forensic examination of Prince Andrew's trajectory. He paints a portrait of a man who for decades operated with a staggering sense of impunity, bolstered by his position as the sovereign's second son, the Spare, who never quite accepted he was no longer the main event. But amidst the stories of privilege, questionable friendships with oligarchs, and eventual downfall, there is one particular anecdote that stands out for its profound personal impact on Prince William. Looney claims that a well-placed source confided in him regarding a specific interaction where Andrew allegedly made a rude and disrespectful remark concerning William's wife, Catherine. Now, to the casual observer, a rude comment might seem like a minor family squabble. Every family has them. Every holiday dinner has its awkward moments where an uncle says something off-color. But in the context of the royal family, where hierarchy, protocol, and face are everything, and specifically regarding Prince William, this is nuclear. We must analyze the psychology of Prince William to understand why this landed so heavily. For the Prince of Wales, loyalty is not just a virtue. It is a survival mechanism. We must remember that William grew up in the eye of a hurricane. He watched his mother, the late Diana, Princess of Wales, be consumed by the media, isolated by the institution, and eventually lost in a tragic accident that stopped the world. This childhood trauma has shaped the man he is today in every conceivable way. He has worked tirelessly, obsessively, to build a protective sanctuary around his own wife and children. He determined early on with a steely resolve that Kate would never suffer the same fate as Diana. He built a wall around her, and he stands as the sentry at the gate. Kate has been the rock of the family. Since joining the firm, she has been a pillar of grace, stability, and dutiful service. She has navigated the treacherous waters of royal life, the paparazzi, the tabloids, the endless handshaking with a stoicism that has earned her the respect of the public and the king. She is the anti-drama royal. Therefore, the suggestion that his own uncle, a man whose own reputation has been left in tatters by his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a man who paid millions to settle a civil sexual assault case, would dare to speak disparagingly of the future queen, is something that William reportedly took extremely badly. It was an inversion of the moral hierarchy, the man who had brought shame upon the family attacking the woman who was helping to save it. It spoke to a level of delusion and arrogance that William found intolerable. Looney writes that while the foundation of their relationship had already been crumbling due to the intensifying scandal surrounding Andrew, this personal slight against Kate was the final straw. It was the moment matters were pushed past the point of no return. It is one thing to disagree on royal protocol, to argue over who gets security protection, or to debate the slimming down of the monarchy. Those are professional disagreements. It is quite another to insult the woman who stands by William's side, the mother of his heirs, the woman he loves. From that moment onward, insiders suggest a hardened determination took root in Prince William. He became resolved to distance himself from his uncle, not just for the sake of the institution's reputation, though that is certainly a major factor, but as a strictly personal stance. The breakdown of their bond has not been kept entirely behind closed doors. Rather, it has been notably almost theatrically visible during the few public appearances where their paths have crossed. We saw a stark, undeniable example of this just recently in September at the funeral of the Duchess of Kent. Funerals are typically moments where personal grievances are set aside for the sake of unity, mourning, and the dignity of the occasion. The royals are experts at the stiff upper lip, often masking deep internal conflicts with polite smiles for the cameras. They are trained from birth to show nothing. However, the atmosphere between the Prince of Wales and the Duke of York at this event was described by onlookers as palpable in its awkwardness. A physical weight in the air. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was seen standing near Prince William and Kate. Yet, the physical proximity only highlighted the emotional chasm between them. It was a scene that spoke volumes without a single word being uttered. Royal watchers and body language experts who analyzed the footage and high-resolution photographs from the day described the interaction, or rather the aggressive lack thereof, as icy, deliberate, and strategic. It appeared that William and Kate made a concerted, synchronized effort to avoid engaging with Andrew. There were no warm exchanges, no shared glances of familial comfort, no nodding acknowledgement of his presence. Instead, there was a steeliness to the Wales, a clear signal that while they would adhere to the formalities of the occasion because it was a funeral, they would offer nothing more to the man who had brought so much trouble to the firm and who had allegedly disrespected them so personally. They looked through him, not at him. It was the royal equivalent of ghosting performed on a global stage. This public distancing is a manifestation of a private reality. It is a signal to the wider world that Prince Andrew is no longer part of the inner sanctum. But the fallout from these tensions is having real-world consequences, music, for how the royal family celebrates its most sacred traditions. As we approach the festive season, the question of who gathers at Sandringham is always a topic of great interest. And this year, the answer seems definitive regarding the Duke of York. Reports from multiple palace insiders indicate that Andrew has not been invited to spend Christmas with the royal family in the traditional sense. This is a significant historic exclusion. The Christmas walk to St. Mary Magdalene Church at Sandringham is one of the key image-making moments for the royals. It is a display of unity, continuity, and faith. It is the moment the public gets to see the family as a collective unit dressed in their winter coats, accepting flowers from well-wishers. For Andrew to be removed from this inner circle during the holidays is a confirmation of his total exile following his removal from royal duties. The stripping of his military titles and the ongoing controversies that refuse to dissipate. His presence is seemingly viewed as a toxic distraction that the King and the Prince of Wales are no longer willing to tolerate. King Charles Roman III, while perhaps harboring a brotherly affection or sense of pity, is pragmatic. He knows that a photograph of Andrew walking alongside the future of the monarchy, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis would dominate the front pages, overshadowing the king's Christmas message and the charitable work of the working royals. The headline would not be joy to the world, it would be the shame of the Duke. So where will the Duke be while the rest of the family gathers around the table for turkey and Christmas pudding? It is believed he will remain at Royal Lodge, a residence that is itself the subject of a bitter ongoing dispute. Or he will spend the day privately with friends who have remained loyal to him, or perhaps with his daughters, Princesses Beatrice, Music, and Eugenie, separately from the main royal gathering. The image of the Duke isolated in the vastness of Royal Lodge, while the family celebrates elsewhere, is a stark illustration of how far he has fallen. Speaking of Royal Lodge, the mention of him remaining there while he still lives there adds another layer of complexity to the saga. The battle over his residency at the 30-room mansion in Windsor Great Park has been a simmering subplot to the main drama of the rift. It is widely understood that King Charles, with the full unwavering support of Prince William, wishes for Andrew to move to more modest accommodation. The suggestion has been Frogmore Cottage, the former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, which, while comfortable, is a significant downgrade from the grandeur of the lodge. However, Andrew has stubbornly refused to budge. He is clinging to the lease, which has decades left to run, and to the status that the house represents. He sees the house as the last vestige of his royal life, the last symbol that he is a prince of the blood. But reports suggest the king has begun to turn the screws, effectively cutting off the private funding that pays for Andrew's security and the upkeep of the estate. We are hearing reports of damp, of peeling paint, of a house slowly falling into disrepair because the Duke simply cannot afford the millions required to maintain a Grade 2 listed property of that size without the sovereign grant. This housing standoff only adds fuel to the fire of William's anger. For Prince William, who is looking toward the future of the monarchy, the sight of his uncle occupying a grand royal residence while contributing nothing to public service, and indeed having damaged the institution's standing, is likely a source of immense frustration. Music, it speaks to a sense of entitlement that William finds archaic and dangerous. When you combine this professional liability, the refusal to downsize, the refusal to fade away with the personal insult against Kate, it becomes easy to see why the relationship has completely collapsed. The entitled book by Andrew Lowy paints a picture of a man who perhaps did not realize how precarious his position was until it was too late. Andrew, often described as the late Queen Elizabeth Roman II's favorite son, operated for years under a blanket of maternal protection. The Queen, in her wisdom and love, often shielded Andrew from the harshest realities of his behavior. She kept him in the fold. She allowed him to walk her down the aisle at Prince Philip's memorial service, a move that shocked many and reportedly infuriated William. But the transition of power to King Charles and the rising influence of Prince William has stripped away those defenses. The shield is gone. William belongs to a generation that understands the monarchy survives only by the consent of the people and the maintenance of a dignified, unimpeachable image. He knows that the public has little patience for the arrogance and entitlement that Andrew has come to represent. William is keenly aware of the optics. He knows that in a cost-of-living crisis, supporting a disgraced uncle in a mansion is political suicide for the monarchy. He is thinking about the survival of the institution for his own children. But let us return to the human element of this story, because that is where the true tragedy lies. It is easy to get lost in the grand titles, the palace politics, and the music constitutional implications. But at its heart, this is a family dispute. It is about a nephew who feels his wife was disrespected by an uncle who should have known better. It is about a senior royal who feels that his uncle's behavior is a threat to the legacy he will one day inherit. The alleged comment about Kate is particularly stinging because the Princess of Wales has been the model royal. She has navigated the immense pressures music of her role, the scrutiny, the paparazzi, the expectations with the stoicism and warmth that has endeared her to the nation. She has focused on early childhood development, mental health, and the arts. She has never complained, never explained. She has battled health issues with dignity. For Andrew, whose own judgment has been catastrophically poor, let us not forget the disaster of the Newsnight interview where he claimed he couldn't sweat and didn't music regret his friendship. With Epstein, to criticize her is seen by many, including reportedly William, as the height of hypocrisy. It suggests a lack of self-awareness that is truly staggering. If the source in Looney's book is correct, this moment was the turning point. Before this, perhaps there was a chance for a distant but polite relationship, a separate lives arrangement where they tolerated each other at Easter and Christmas. After the remark, the drawbridge was pulled up. Prince William is known to be a man who does not forgive easily when his family is attacked. We have seen this in his estrangement from his brother, Prince Harry. When Harry attacked the family in his memoir, Spare, and in his Netflix documentary, William's response was silence and distance. He cut the cord. We are seeing the exact same mechanism at play with his Uncle Andrew. When the line of respect is crossed, William cuts ties. He is not a man of half measures. The icy scenes at the Duchess of Kent's funeral were a public confirmation of this private resolve. In the past, the royals might have put on a show of unity for the cameras, masking the tension. But the modern monarchy, under the guidance of Charles and William, seems less inclined to fake it where Andrew is concerned. They are signaling to the world that he is no longer part of the core team. His presence is tolerated only when protocol absolutely demands it. And even then, he is kept at arm's length physically and emotionally. As we look toward Christmas, the absence of Andrew will be a major talking point in the media. But inside the palace walls, it will likely be a relief for the senior royals. They can focus on presenting a united front, the king, the queen, the prince and princess of Wales and their children without the awkwardness of managing the Andrew problem. They won't have to worry about where he stands, who walks next to him, or what the headlines will say the next day. The Fab Four era may be over, but the core of Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate is the image they want to project. For the Duke, however, it will be a lonely time. Christmas is a time for reflection, and one wonders what he will reflect upon as he sits in Royal Lodge. It will be a reminder of the consequences of his actions and his words. The tragedy of the House of York, as detailed in Entitled, is a story of squandered potential and hubris. Andrew was a war hero, a handsome prince, a man with the world at his feet. He had the charisma, he had the platform. Now he is a pariah, but the tragedy of the relationship between William and Andrew is one of broken trust. Blood may link them, but respect, the vital currency of any relationship, is bankrupt. Now let's go a little deeper into the psychology of this rift, because it tells us a great deal about the future of the monarchy under King William V. This situation highlights a fundamental shift in how the royals operate. In the past, the family protected its own regardless of their behavior. There was a sense of circle the wagons, scandals were buried, wayward royals were sent to the country, but kept on the payroll. But William represents a new ruthlessness, a willingness to excise parts music of the family that threaten the whole. This is a strategy of preservation. William looks at the polls, he looks at the changing demographics of the Commonwealth. He knows that the monarchy cannot afford dead weight or moral ambiguity. By casting Andrew out, he is telling the public, I share your values. I do not condone this behavior. It is a calculated move, but it is also a principled one. The comment about Kate was likely the emotional hook that allowed William to execute a strategic necessity. It gave him the personal justification to do what needed to be done politically. It made the decision easy. If Andrew had been a supportive, humble uncle who made a mistake but respected the hierarchy, perhaps things would be different. But the combination of the Epstein scandal, the refusal to leave Royal Lodge, and the personal disrespect music toward Kate created a perfect storm. We must also consider the position of Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie in all of this. They are the innocent casualties of this war. They are devoted to their father as any daughters would be. They visit him, they support him, but they are also loyal to the crown. They have their own lives, their own careers. and they wish to remain in the royal fold, even if not as working royals. They are close to William and Kate. The rift between William and Andrew places them in an agonizing position. Every Christmas, every family gathering becomes a diplomatic minefield for them. Do they go to Sandringham and leave their father alone? Do they stay with him and music snub the king? It is a heavy burden for them to carry, and it is a testament to their character that they have managed to navigate it with relative grace. As we analyze this, we have to ask, is there any path to reconciliation? Given the severity of the allegations, the depth of the scandal, and the personal nature of the insults, it seems highly unlikely. Prince William has his eyes set on the future, a future where the monarchy is lean, relevant, and above reproach. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor represents the past, a version of royalty that was entitled excessive and unaccountable. William is keen to leave that version behind. The icy silence at the funeral was not just a moment of awkwardness. It was the sound of a door closing. It was the sound of history moving on. And as the royal family gathers for Christmas without him, Prince Andrew will be left to contemplate the words he spoke and the choices he made that cost him his place in the heart of the family. But let us pause and broaden the scope of this discussion. Why does this specific dynamic, the clash between the heir and the duke, resonate so powerfully? It touches on the archetype of the spare. For generations, the second sons of the monarchy have struggled to find their place. We saw it with Princess Margaret, who struggled with her lack of purpose. We see it with Prince Harry, who fled the country to find his own voice. And we see it most destructively with Prince Andrew. Andrew was the original spare of the modern era. He was dashing. He was a helicopter pilot in the Fallen's War, a true hero who acted as a decoy for Exote missiles. For a time, he was more popular than Charles, but without a defined role, without the discipline of destiny that the heir possesses, he drifted. He drifted into a lifestyle of jet-setting, golfing, and socializing with billionaires who sought his influence. This drift is what led him to Jeffrey Epstein. It was a search for relevance, for validation, for the feeling of being important that he lost as he moved down the line of succession. Prince William looks at this trajectory and sees music a warning. He sees the dangers of aimlessness within the royal structure. This is perhaps why he is so strict with the upbringing of his own children, ensuring that Charlotte and Louis do music, not fall into the same trap. His rejection of Andrew is also a rejection of the spare syndrome that has caused so much damage to the Windsor. He is determined to break the cycle. The rude comment about Kate is symbolic of the resentment the spare often feels toward the heir's stability. Kate represents the solidity of William's future. She is the mother of the next king, Prince George. She is the guarantee of the dynasty. For Andrew to attack her is an expression of music, his own insecurity, his own loss of relevance. It is the lashing out of a man who realizes the spotlight has moved on, and he is left in the shadows. Furthermore, we must look at the role of the media in this. The story of the icy funeral and the Christmas ban has been fed to the press by sources. In the royal world, nothing leaks by accident. If we are hearing about William's anger and Andrew's exclusion, it is because the palace wants us to hear it. It is part of the communication strategy. They want the public to know that William is strong, that he defends his wife, and that he does not tolerate Andrew's presence. It is a way of separating the good royals from the bad royal in the public imagination. It is brand management at its most ruthless. This brings us back to the book entitled Andrew Looney is a Respected Historian. He does not deal in idle gossip. If he is reporting this comment and the fallout from it, it is because he has corroborated it. The book serves as a historical record of the collapse of Andrew's status. It documents the hubris that led to the fall, and this specific anecdote about Kate serves as the emotional anchor of that narrative. It makes the political personal. It is interesting to note the contrast in how William handles Andrew versus how he handles Harry. With Harry, there is a sense of heartbreak, of a brother lost. There is anger, yes, but it is complicated by love and shared history. They went through the fire together. With Andrew, the feeling seems to be one of cold disgust. There is no shared trauma binding them together, only a sense of duty violated. Andrew was the elder. He was supposed to be a mentor and uncle. Instead, he became a liability. As the festive lights go up at Sandringham and the menu is planned for the Christmas Eve dinner, traditionally a black tie affair with gifts exchanged, usually gag gifts at tea time. The empty chair, or rather the uninvited guest, looms large. The royal family is an institution, yes, but it is also a group of people living in a goldfish bowl. The stress of maintaining the image music while dealing with such deep internal fractures must be immense. Kate, the Princess of Wales, finds herself at the center of this, not by her own doing, but because she has become the standard bearer for the monarchy's future. Her reaction to the alleged insult has not been public. She never complains. She follows the Queen's example. But William's reaction has been her voice. His defense of her is a testament to the strength of their marriage. In a world where royal marriages have often been transactional or unhappy, the partnership of William and Kate is a fortress. Andrew's attack on that fortress was a strategic error of massive proportions. He underestimated the bond between them. We will continue to monitor this situation as it develops, especially regarding the ongoing dispute over Royal Lodge. The siege of Royal Lodge, as it has been dubbed by the press, is likely to come to a head in 2025. King Charles is patient, but he is not infinite in his patience. He wants the issue resolved. He wants the property used for something that benefits the monarchy, perhaps as a future home for William and Kate, though Adelaide Cottage seems to suit them for now, or perhaps to be rented out to generate income. Andrew sitting there paying a peppercorn rent while surrounded by damp and mold is an untenable situation. The king has reportedly axed the private security team. The next step could be legal action or simply making life so uncomfortable that Andrew has no choice but to leave. And so we have a Shakespearean drama playing out in real time: the king, the heir, the disgraced brother, and the insulted princess. It has all the elements of a tragedy: pride, fall, betrayal, and exile. But for William, it is simply reality. It is the life he was born into, and the life he must manage. He is playing the long game. What are your thoughts on this situation? We really want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think Prince William is right to cut ties completely over the alleged insults to Kate? Is loyalty to one's spouse more important than loyalty to an uncle? Or do you think families, even royal ones, should always try to find a way to forgive regardless of the circumstances? Should Andrew be allowed at Christmas for the sake of Christian charity? Or has he forfeited that right by his actions? And what about the Royal Lodge? Do you think Andrew should be allowed to stay because of his lease? Or should he make way for the future of the monarchy and accept a humbler life? Is the king being too harsh or not harsh enough? I would love to read your opinions in the comments section below. The debate among royal watchers is always fascinating, and your insights add so much to our community. We often find that our viewers have the sharpest takes on these matters. We will be keeping a very close eye on the Sandringham Walk this Christmas. Every gesture, every position in the lineup, every coat color will be analyzed, and we will be here to break it all down for you frame by frame. If you found this video informative and enjoyed this deep dive into the dynamics of the House of Windsor, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to bring you more content like this. Share it with your fellow royal enthusiasts. Start the conversation, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more in-depth reports. Thank you for watching, for your time, and for your support. We will see you in the next video. Until then, take